Good morning.
Good morning.
Guess where Heather is?
This one's real tricky. The fun thing today is guess what the room number is.
I don't want to guess the room. Nobody guess the room number.
Yes, in my room because I wanted to get the newsletter out before I left today, so I had to stick around closer to home.
We send out emails every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We've got a lot going on.
Got a lot going on, so yeah, wanted to be close to where I needed to do that. So stuck around here for this morning, but we are dressed and ready. Got my Mickey Landscaping Company hat on, ready to go tackle flower and garden.
Yes, Heather's there for one more full day to do flower and garden stuff, and then she'll be back.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions to get through. Last time it took an hour and a half. So let's see if we can get that down and do kind of rapid fire and jump right into it. Are you ready?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully you're ready. All right. Tips on going through security. I've heard people say they're like experts at it. How?
Number one, don't have your phone plugged into your charger because the your charger and your phone connected, that can set off the metal detector. Make sure you take out things that might set it off. So things like eyeglass cases are a very common item that will set off the metal detector. Some of like the wipes, like diaper wipes or Lysol wipes, anything that has metal inside of it, those can set off a metal detector. Umbrellas, very, very, very common to set off metal detectors. Those things you're going to hold in your hand and hold it straight out in front of you as you're walking through the metal detector. Is there any other big ones, Shannon? The monorail sometimes can
Yeah.
impact it at Magic Kingdom. So you could have nothing on you that's going to set it off, but if a monorail is going over the top right when you're walking through, that can set off the metal detector just because of the electromagnetic stuff that the monorail is using. Hmm.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. So when they're calling themselves experts, they basically have figured out what to pull out
Mm-hmm.
to not trigger the beeps. But it's hard. Take it from me. It's hard
Yeah.
sometimes. But when you do get pulled over, just ask like why do you think it snagged me? And they can often offer a theory
Yes.
about it. Okay. The next question is birthday celebration ideas for a 16-year-old girl while in Disney. So I'm going to put a comment about our how to celebrate at Disney World ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I just hit submit. Hopefully it went. Yeah, I did. But then I think there's also the concept of just going with a teenager because they can do more stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so it might be helpful to do things that teenagers can do. And at 16, that includes some tours. So if you want to go and do something special like that, Key to the Kingdom tour has ages 16 plus. There is a Segway tour that is at Fort Wilderness that is 16 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Savvy's Workshop lets you build without a parent starting at 14. So I would also look at some of those kind of tours that she's just now old enough to do.
Yeah. I think
Do
those are all great. I think somebody mentioned in a previous live, the Little Words Project in Disney Springs. I think that's a fantastic thing too. Doing something special like that if they're into jewelry or friendship bracelets or just finding that one thing that you do in the real world and maybe finding a way to connect it to Disney when you're here.
All right. Whoops. Let me just kick this back to us and not the screen share. Park hopper or no with the 6-day park ticket this summer?
I would start off with no. And if you get here and you decide you need it, upgrade because you can always upgrade, but you can never get your money back if you don't use it.
We generally recommend park hoppers for specific situations.
Hmm.
Like if you're going August to December, park hoppers are helpful because Magic Kingdom closes down early so much, so that way you can hop around and still get stuff
Hmm.
done. I think if you are staying at a resort with a view of a park, that park hoppers make sense because it's weird to me to stay at a hotel where you can see a park and not be able to go
Hmm.
in. So park hoppers for that. Or if you just have like a really short trip and you really want to fit
Hmm.
in a little bit of everything, then park hoppers that. But you could probably get away with not doing it this summer. Your number one must do at Disney World in March.
Flower and garden.
Yep.
That would be mine.
That's where Heather's going to be today. When will the crowd calendar be out for 2027, Heather?
Very soon. That is my next big project. So, got to get through working. We got a couple little things that we've got. Well, not bit little. They're pretty big. I want to get those wrapped up, and then we'll get the crowd calendar out. Hopefully, don't want to like jinx myself, but no later than the end of this month.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay. Is May or April a good time to visit for less crowds?
May.
Yeah. What you think? See the
May.
crowd calendar. This is why we do the crowd calendar is
hmm
so that you can see the crowds that are predicted by us and plan your dates accordingly.
And
Um,
just to be clear, April and May are kind of they're more difficult to compare
y-
apples to
y-
apples because of Easter.
yes, year to year. This year,
hmm
May is easier.
hmm
When is Easter 2027? March. So it's going to change things a hair.
hmm
But this year, Easter is what, April 5th?
hmm
Yeah, April 5th. So yeah, just it'll move up a week sooner. April will be a little bit easier next year, probably, but we'll see. If you would like our crowd calendar, you can either Google it or I'm going to leave a link. Crowd calendar. Okay. Moving right along. Do you wear sandals, shoes at the water park?
I don't personally, but lots of people do. They wear, just the water shoes that you would get maybe if you were going to the beach or whatnot. Plenty of people wear those. That pavement is hot. It's very, very hot.
It's one of the reasons we like the nighttime events, H2O glow
hmm
nights at Typhoon Lagoon, because being on the water park at night where you don't have to worry about sunscreen or hot pavement is nice. But if you're going during the day, you might want to consider it for sure. Early entry, Disney bus from Saratoga. What time do I want to be at the bus stop for Magic Kingdom?
I 75 to 90 minutes
hmm
before early entry starts.
Or strongly consider taking a minivan
hmm
because, to be honest, when we stay at Saratoga, we end up doing a lot of that.
Yeah, it's a haul.
Staying off site, how early to get to transportation center to get into the park for opening? Well, what is it, an hour before early entry they open
hmm
the ability to
Ish.
get in?
hmm
So I would plan on arriving at the parking toll booths, is that what they're
Yeah.
called? Whatever, an hour before early entry begins. If you do a split stay, do you get 2 bounce back offers?
Yes. And not only do you get two bounce back offers, but if you've got multiple adults in the room, each adult in the room also gets a bounce back.
So you can book multiple future trips just with
hmm
different people. Which past episodes feature 4 park challenges? So you can go to the website and search in the search bar for this kind of stuff. I did that, and 4 park challenge is episode 434. It was a 4 park challenge. There was also a 6 park challenge recently where she did all 4 Disney World parks and Disneyland parks. But you can search the website for that. Okay. Next question. Thoughts on using a bounce back offer to rebook an existing future trip?
I would definitely check to see if your future trip dates are eligible for it because bounce backs it doesn't cover every date in a calendar. It's specific time periods, and sometimes dates aren't included. Like I don't think wine and dine dates are included, for example, in this year's bounce back. And also, if they are included, bounce back offers are some of the best. They are up there around what an annual pass holder discount is, and those are really high. So you're looking at like 30-35% off. So if your trip is during a time period where it is covered and the room category and resort are a part of it, there is no disadvantage to rebooking using a bounce back.
Water parks, worth it? Would have to drive down a day early to use the free ticket. So you're going to have to do the math on is paying an
hmm
extra night of hotel and the food and whatever goes with that worth more than the water park ticket. You might just be better off buying a water park ticket.
Yeah.
Always encourage people to math it out. Daughter's spring break 2027 is the week before Easter. Should I plan for chaos at Disney World? It'll be busy,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
you're at an advantage if you're a planner.
Yes, you're already thinking about it. So you're already going to be way ahead of the people who are just going to show up.
Yeah, and like I've done Easter multiple times and it is really busy, but I literally just use, the same advice that we give everybody. This is
Hmm.
where it becomes more important to be like booking lightning lanes, getting your dining reservation, showing up early to the parks,
Hmm.
knowing your touring plan, but it's totally doable. Like last time I was there for Easter, I never waited more than 30 minutes for anything. It's still possible. Is Hoop Doo fun for teens or more for little kids?
I think it's more for um, maybe a different generation entirely. I think it's kitschy, cute, fun. I think if you like dinner shows and that vein, you're going to enjoy it. But it's a hokey good time. I don't know how else to describe it.
I think if you have a multi-generational trip and you're trying to pick something
Hmm.
for everybody to do, it could be fun. But if you're trying to pick something specifically for teens, then I
Yes,
would probably choose something else.
I agree with that 100%.
Staying off-site and driving a car, all parks in one day, starting at Animal Kingdom, ending at Magic Kingdom. Most efficient way to travel between the parks and get to the car after Magic Kingdom.
I think your final, like getting between the parks after you get to the first park is going to be easy. Getting from Magic Kingdom back to Animal Kingdom, your only option is probably going to be an Uber or Lyft.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave your car at Animal Kingdom.
Uh-uh.
It's gonna close. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming they might be driving from Animal Kingdom to their second park, and then trying to figure out where to leave it.
I would leave it at the Transportation and Ticket Center.
At Transportation Ticket Center, you have access to it from both Epcot and Magic Kingdom,
Hmm.
so that's easy. So, yeah, probably leave it there, and then that way, when you finish up at Magic Kingdom, you can just head there afterwards. What's the best order to do a 4-park challenge using Disney Transportation?
Well, definitely start at Animal Kingdom, probably finishing at Magic Kingdom. The two parks in between, I think, I don't know that there's a better or worse way.
Well, I would take a bus from Animal Kingdom to
Uh-huh.
Hollywood Studios. Hollywood
Hmm.
Studios take a Skyliner to Epcot. Epcot take a
Hmm.
monorail to Magic
Yes.
Kingdom.
Yes. There. Perfect.
Okay, and then I have a whole category this week of picking parks because we have so many people asking about it. And that's going to work really well because we have a little something coming that
Hmm.
helps with picking parks. Do you see that it says testing, testing, testing at the top? And then you
you're
put in
you're
information.
making me nervous putting this on the screen. Can we close it? Close it out now.
I've been
What are
using
you
it.
What are you doing?
I've been using it. But we have park picking. Say that.
Park.
Let's pick some parks. Okay. Would you recommend Epcot or Animal Kingdom for a late August trip with 2 girls, ages 6 and 4?
If they're really into animals and you feel like you can get your money's worth by enjoying the animal aspect of Animal Kingdom, then I think Animal Kingdom is a perfectly fine thing. If it were me though, I would probably lean more into Epcot. You're going to have more hours. Animal Kingdom is a very hot park. All of those trees just trap
Mhm.
that humidity, and it is can be very brutal, especially in August. I think there's more to do in Epcot right now for kids and adults. So unless they are just really, 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 really into the animals, I would go with Epcot.
Absolutely. More worth your money, probably.
Hmm.
A split park day with Lightning Lane, Animal Kingdom in the morning, midday break. What park would you pair for an afternoon or evening? We've had pretty good luck pairing Animal Kingdom with Epcot.
Hmm.
And so the Lightning Lane tiers, if people aren't aware, there are tiers in place at Epcot. And so you can only book one of the tier 1 rides ahead of time. And then the other 2 picks that you book ahead of time have to be tier 2. But when you're there the day of, those tiers don't apply. So I think it's super helpful to like tap in Animal Kingdom and then start booking rides at Epcot, including all the tier 1s. We've done it.
Yes, and also you have the advantage of having two tier one attractions that have single rider lines. So you've got Remy's and Test Track both with single rider lines, which are very efficient and work well if you're not able to get lightning lanes there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have been many times, but just short trips. We have a trip coming up with 6 park days on Park Hoppers. Best way to spend our time with so many days. That's what the Park Picker tool's gonna help with. But we do have like suggestions on
Hmm.
what how many parks we suggest for a like certain length of trip. And
Hmm.
I'm trying to pull up the chart. But basically,
For,
if you
for
have time, do 2 days at Magic Kingdom.
yes, 2 days at Magic Kingdom, and then throw that other extra day that you're going to have um, into whatever park you like the best. And maybe you don't make a decision ahead of time, especially if you're doing things that are new or different. You might not know exactly which one you want that last one to be. So having a little bit of flexibility isn't bad.
Yeah. So in general, it would be like, okay, 2 at Magic Kingdom, 1 Epcot, 1 Hollywood Studios, 1 Animal Kingdom, and then nothing if you don't want to do
Hmm.
anything else. But you could also do a water park if you want to. But I would personally do a break day.
Hmm.
After a few park days, you'll be tired probably. Um, Boardwalk in regular 5 day tickets, add a second Epcot day with Hopper, or keep a full rest day trip in April.
I think this fits into what Shannon was talking about earlier about being near a park and not having being able to go inside of the park. So being able, if you have that park hopper, you would be able to just pop in and you wouldn't have to treat it as a, you know, rope drop to park close kind of day. You could just go pop in, have dinner, grab a snack, grab a drink. So I would probably lean towards adding it.
Yeah, and not necessarily considering it just one chance to hop, but
Hmm.
maybe every chance to hop
Hmm.
because you can literally just dip in
Yeah, because
for
when you're getting a park hopper, you get it for the entire length of your ticket. You cannot get it for just one day of your ticket.
right, exactly. First Disney vacation with a 10, 5, and 3-year-old, how many parks do you recommend going to? All of them if you can.
Hmm.
I mean, going back to our chart, if you have at least 4 days, we do recommend going to all the parks if you can.
Yeah.
Arrival day with Park Hopper in a park by noon, what park would you suggest? Magic Kingdom is a great way to kick off a trip.
Hmm. Yeah, it depends. And don't know how long your trip is. Um, Magic Kingdom is a great way to kick off a trip. You can usually find things that you can do there. If you just want some place where you can spend a couple hours, um, and you don't want to waste a morning there or a whole day there, Animal Kingdom, drop in, do a few things over there. Um, I don't know that there's a really bad one. The only one that makes it's a little bit more difficult to show up later in the day and not have as many things maybe to possibly do, at least attraction wise, is Hollywood Studios. There's shows there, but it's a little bit more difficult to get rides in showing up later in the day like that.
It seems like if you dip into Magic Kingdom, it gives you a good way to do a few
Hmm.
things there, get a feel for the trip, see the
Hmm.
castle. A lot of people, that's what they're looking forward to. If you want to complete an entire park, you could do
Hmm.
Animal Kingdom,
Yeah,
but I don't know, lots of ways, just not Hollywood Studios.
yeah.
Lightning Lane questions, a couple of them. Is the Lightning Lane Premier Pass worth it for all parks or just specific parks?
Um, Definitely think people can get their money's worth from it for Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Kind of follows that same line of thought that we have with MultiPass, that those two parks you can really benefit from using or from getting MultiPass in those two parks. Same thing with Premier Pass. It's also really expensive there.
The pricing reflects how effective it is.
Hmm.
So then I would just go off of that
Yeah.
because, you know, it, Animal Kingdom is going to cost less. It includes less.
Hmm.
So, you know, it adjusts. We do have some information about, I don't know, I'm getting twisted up in the screens here. Can we see it here? We do have some information about who we recommend do Premier Pass because it's kind of specific. People taking short trips that want to get a lot done, small groups that don't necessarily can't justify a VIP tour because VIP tour makes sense when you have a lot of people. If you're traveling during a busy time and you just want to make it easier for yourself. If you need the disability access service but you don't qualify, this is the next best thing. It's also very expensive. And then
Mm-hmm.
if you just want less time on your screens, I would also add the category of people that don't want to crisscross the park.
Mm-hmm.
If you literally just are like, you know what, I just want to go into a park and navigate it how I want to navigate it, then that's easier. This is another Premier Pass. Any major perks of Premier Pass versus a combination of single plus multi-pass plus standby skipper? You don't have to book anything.
Mm-mm.
That's the thing. You just walk up. So you don't have to wake up and, well, you have to buy Premier Pass, but you don't have to wake up and book Lightning Lanes. You just show
Mm-hmm.
up. Do you want to show up at 10 a.m., 2
Mm-hmm.
p.m., 5 p.m.?
Yes.
It doesn't
And
matter.
the, and that whole ability to tour the park in whatever order you want to tour it. Whereas you're
Mhm.
beholden when you're using just multipass, you're kind of beholden to whatever things, attractions you get and the times that you get them for. So with Premier Pass, it's just literally you can walk in and go clockwise, counterclockwise, down the middle. It doesn't matter. You get to pick how you do it.
Mhm. Let's go to some Magic Kingdom questions. Strategy for evening at Magic Kingdom, open till 11, book the post dessert party, which parade, rides, etc. Open till 11.
The post dessert party. I'm guessing fireworks are 9, 9:30.
Yeah, I'm guessing that too. So they wouldn't have a ton of time, but just a little time.
No, yeah. I would do. Um,
If you have two parades, the second one's going to be easier.
the second parade will be easier. You could probably still see that from where you're at. I'm trying to think of like how the time change affects things. Because that's this weekend.
Hmm.
Yeah, you could probably. I've had decent success with the doing the fireworks. If you do the fireworks and then you do the second parade, you're not going to probably have much time for any rides afterwards. Like
Hmm.
that's the end of your evening. So you have to kind of decide what you would rather do. Um, Take advantage of the fact that after the fireworks, there will be a pocket of time when people are exiting the park and the lines are going to be shorter, or do the parade then and do yeah, so it's kind of like pick your poison on which one is more important to you, where you want to spend your time waiting. Is it in lines for attractions or a little bit earlier in the evening, or waiting for the parade, for that second parade?
If you do end up doing rides, Tomorrowland's the easiest to access.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go to Space Mountain or Tron
Mm-hmm.
or just People Mover like we do.
Yeah.
Best way to watch the Starlight Parade and do a dessert party at Magic Kingdom.
Depending on like how good of a view you want, you can see them both from the dessert party. It's not the best view, but it is a view. And I will say we did the seats and treats on Monday, and it's again not a great view. You're even further away from where you are for like the regular dessert party where you're sitting in the hub or you're standing in the hub, and you could still hear the music, see the floats from further away. You still get to witness it. It's not like being right on Main Street and right up next to the floats. But for if you're not a diehard parade person and you don't mind that, I don't mind it at all.
I would personally do the post fireworks garden
Hmm.
view dessert party and check in for the dessert party as soon as you're able to. Get your
Hmm.
wristband, head out to the viewing area, and then watch the parade fireworks from there, and then go have your desserts
Yeah.
if you want to not fight the crowds. Do they always do two of the nighttime parade? And what time are they? They only do two when it's busy.
Hmm.
So no, they don't. And what time are they at? It'll be on the schedule. Like right
Yeah.
now, the schedule is available for the next couple of months. Fireworks crews or dessert pre-party at Magic Kingdom with kids.
I would do, if you're talking about Magic Kingdom fireworks, I would do the things that are inside the park because the Magic Kingdom fireworks are so projection heavy. You do not see that stuff from a cruise. So you won't see any of the projections on the castle. And that's a big part of the story. You're not going to see Tinkerbell fly. These are big pieces of the Magic Kingdom fireworks. So if you do the dessert party inside the park, you're going to get to see all of that, and also not be congested on Main Street trying to find a place to watch.
Any predictions on Halloween party dates?
They will be similar to what they were last year. I don't think we're going to see any big changes. Remember, it is not the calendar day of the month, it's the day of the week. So don't think that just because it was on um, October 17th that it's going to be on October 17th. No, it's the day of whatever the day of the week is. So the pattern that it usually follows. The only one that's different for is Halloween itself.
Have the post dessert party March 6th. Which starlight would you go to and the best spot? So it's just what I just said, I think. I would personally check in as soon as you can for your dessert
Mm-hmm.
party, which is pretty early. Get your wristband, head out there and go see the parade and the fireworks from the
Mm-hmm.
viewing area. Can you watch the parade from Tony's?
You can, but this is not like a guaranteed thing. I would not use this as your if I absolutely have to see Starlight, I would not book Tony's thinking that I'm absolutely going to be able to see it from Tony's. There's only a couple tables where this is possible. You're not guaranteed to have one of those tables. Lots of other people are going to have the same idea. I would treat it as a nice bonus if you're able to do it. You need to be flexible. You need to tell us when you check in that you're willing to wait for a table, but also know that there will be other people who are trying to do the exact same thing. Um, so, yeah, so can you? Yes. Is it guaranteed? No.
All right. Next question. Do you think Magic Kingdom will change park hours to 7:30 a.m. on openings for mid-March? I am looking at it. It is currently at 8:30 a.m.
For
I
mid
would
March?
definitely recommend watching I would definitely recommend watching the park hours because they
Mm-hmm.
can change. So every night of your trip, it's a good routine to open the app and see what the hours are for the next day because they can change. As of right now, they have not. It just depends how busy they think it's going to be. Let's hop to Epcot. Is there a map of all the topiaries? I come through in through the International Gateway. I don't want to miss them.
Yes, and in fact, I snagged a picture of the map yesterday, and I'll get stuff started posting after we get done with this today. But they are indicated on. They have like the big giant maps that are near the different booths. They're like you can't miss them, and they are definitely on there with a little notation of where they're at. They're also in the guide, and then we'll probably put some stuff together after I get back home and I'm able to sit down and work.
Okay. Is there a best way to see all the princesses in Epcot? Start in Norway and go around. Uh, Um, first of all, this is a great idea. I think the princesses in Epcot are in such lovely settings that
Mm-hmm.
I think it's underrated to meet the princesses there. But I would recommend looking at the schedules, and you can do that in a couple of different ways. One is in the Disney World app. You can look at the character list. Unfortunately, though, the characters like depends on the time of day you check it if they
Mm-hmm.
appear. But also there's a website, WDWENT as in entertainment.com. It's a very old school website, but he posts a lot of like character meet times. And I would sort of plan it based on that
Mm-hmm.
because you got to see when they're meeting.
Yeah.
Strategy for getting Test Track, Frozen, and Remy. Early entry, Lightning Lane, main entrance, rider swap on Test Track.
Well, it sounds like you got a pretty good strategy going on.
Yeah, I would get Lightning Lane for Remy
Uh-huh.
and Guardians if you're doing Guardians. You didn't list that, but I would head to Test Track first and then go to
Mm-hmm.
Frozen.
Yep.
Um, is it worth getting Lightning Lane for Test Track as a solo traveler, or is the single rider lane as quick?
I would do single rider. I would not you don't have to get lightning lane for test track then if you just use the single rider lane. It's the single rider lane is very quick there, especially first thing in the morning. It may not open immediately when the attraction opens, but it opens up very shortly afterwards. And then it does go very quickly.
Yeah. We did some Epcot testing on a recent trip, and I rope dropped Guardians, and that took up my whole early entry time. And then as soon as the park was open, the single rider line for Test Track was open, and I was able to get. I was the only person in line for the single
Hmm.
rider line on Test Track, and then I went to Frozen, and that was really quick. So I would definitely use single rider. This year's flower and garden guides, I love those easy PDFs. Are they talking about Disney's PDFs or ours? Because we don't make PDFs for the
No,
festivals anymore.
yeah, we've done them in the past. Since we're not trying everything, we probably won't do that. We will have something together for the topiaries, and we'll see what else we put together. But yeah.
Rope drop Frozen, get Lightning Lane for Test Track, and Stand by Remy the best strategy. Frozen and Test Track are the top priority. I would. I mean, you can do that.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't I wouldn't stand by Remy's though. I would get a
No.
lot. Can you? I think it's because of the tiers that they're asking about this. I would get
Yeah.
a Remy's Lightning Lane, and then rope drop Test Track and Frozen.
Yes, and it also depends on where you're entering.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
that's the biggest piece here is we don't know which side of the park you're entering in. You're going to want to rope drop Remy's if you're coming from the International Gateway. If you're coming
Mhm.
from the front of the park, you're going to want to rope drop either Frozen or Test Track. So depending on which side you're going, and also if your group can do it, the single rider line at Remy's used it just the other day. Very efficient single rider line. Test Track, very efficient. You can extend out how you can make it easier to have shorter lines if you can take advantage of that as well.
Mhm. Couple of questions at Hollywood Studios. When do you think Rock and Roller Coaster will reopen?
Summer.
That's all we know. Didn't they update it to late summer? What was it they updated to late summer?
I think that was Animation Courtyard stuff.
Oh, that was Animal Kingdom. You're right. Yeah, so expect more of that. Like they announce a season or they announce a
Uh-huh.
year and then a season and then part of the season. So it went from 2026 to summer to late summer for Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
But we'll see about Rock and Roller Coaster. Do you think they'll incorporate some of the Muppets 3D show into Rock and Roller Coaster?
No, I think every now and then the Imagineers do a good job of like putting a tiny little hidden clue that will hark back to something previous, like a previous attraction that was in the same spot. Like it was like a little private joke. I really don't think we're going to see anything from Muppet Vision over there. Maybe I'll be surprised, but I think they're going to want to give this a whole new thing. And if there is anything, it's going to be a secret joke kind of hidden thing, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Animal Kingdom. Would skipping Animal Kingdom be good in 2026?
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. There's there's not a lot there.
It's very much a partial day.
Hmm.
And I know that that's always been the thing with Animal Kingdom. It's a half day park. I don't know that we've ever totally felt that way because when there's
Hmm.
a lot of rides and animal things going on, then it's, you can spend a lot of time there. Right now, it's just not. There's only
Yeah.
4 rides that are part of Lightning Lane plus some shows.
Hmm.
There's just not a lot. So it's an easy
Hmm.
day or you can skip it
Yeah.
altogether. Can a child sit on your lap during the Kilimanjaro safari?
I mean, you can't have like a 14-year-old on your lap, but I think you could have like a smaller toddler. Like baby's not going to sit on their seat by themselves. So I don't know the age where they would say no.
Yeah, they are, but like a baby is allowed.
Yeah.
So let's go to some resorts. Tips for staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. My tip, I have 2 tips personally. One, request to be near an elevator because the hallways are long. And 2, eat all the food.
Yeah. Yes. And I would throw in there, we often say or talk about making time for your resort. I would definitely make time for your resort if you're staying there because that's one of the highlights of staying there is all the animals at that resort. So make sure you build in that time.
Animals and activities.
Hmm.
You can check the activity schedule on the Animal Kingdom Lodge page on the Disney World website and see what
Yeah.
all's going on. Coronado Boardwalk or Beach Club for our first adults only trip without our kids. Those are some fun choices.
Oh, those are all good. I would probably say I'm partial to Beach Club out of
Hmm.
all those, just because you are such easy access from there to Epcot, which is, I think, a fantastic park for adults, and then easy access, of course, over to Hollywood Studios. Yeah, I would probably say Beach Club. I Boardwalk is lovely and it's great. I just don't like that there's only you can be staying in the boardwalk and there's only one way to get from the resort out onto the boardwalk, and it's very annoying to me.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, a
it's a
lot
lot.
annoys me about the boardwalk too.
Yeah.
Um, this doesn't include the Polynesian, but I might throw the Polynesian into the
Mhm.
mix as a fun adults only option as well. Because then you get fireworks every night. You got the monorail
Mhm.
to two different parks easily. So, okay. Wilderness Lodge or Polynesian, adult couple, no kids.
Um my vote is probably Polly, but we were discussing this last night, Jenny and I, and she was leaning more towards Wilderness Lodge, and she said something that I hadn't thought about, and that was that uh, Polly has just gotten really busy, and then she was like, "There's lots of kids there," and Wilderness Lodge
Hmm.
doesn't necessarily have that same heavy kid vibe, so maybe that would play into it too, depending on what you're looking for. But give me like that tropical kitschiness all day, every day. I
Yeah, I
love that.
think I do. I think the theming plays into it a lot. I'm not a Wilderness
Hmm.
Lodge person. I just don't like rustic sort of cabiny looks,
Hmm.
but it is peaceful on the water. The geyser points
Hmm.
there. Like there's a lot to love about it. But Polynesian
Polynesian for me too.
is great. Okay. Other than accessibility to Magic Kingdom, what else is the perks of the Grand Floridian? um, food.
Food,
I'm
food.
I'm not a huge fan of the Grand Floridian, I have to be honest.
Hmm. Um, yeah, it's a little bit more upscale. Smells good. There's a basin inside of it if you need a bath bomb, but otherwise you're paying for saying that you're staying at the Grand and the location.
Yeah, I would rather, for easy access to Magic Kingdom, stay at the Contemporary and walk from
Hmm.
there, but that's personal preference. I feel like the Contemporary is very polarizing in terms of its theme. I happen to really like it though. Rented points, confirm with them or resort room requests.
It's through whomever owns the point, so it'd be through DVC shop.
Any word on the Grand Cottage and eggs at the Grand Floridian?
No, but I think that we will see them.
Yeah, it's still what, a month until Easter,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
it's a little bit early. Akershus or Garden Grill, breakfast or lunch. Depends on the characters you're interested in. These are
Hmm.
very different. Do you want princesses or do you want more of the classic characters? Um, Garden Grill, we're huge fans of Garden Grill because
Hmm.
you don't have to get up and go to a buffet. They bring the food to you. It's good food. The characters come around a million times. There's a novelty in the slow moving restaurant that changes
Hmm.
views gradually. I think the character interactions are really extra fun there. But if you want to go princesses,
Yeah. Acre shoes.
but breakfast or lunch. So if you end up Garden Grill, the food's going to be family style good no matter what meal you pick. But Akershus, a lot of people, if they want more traditional like American breakfast, they'll choose breakfast. I think the later in the day meals are more of a mix of
Hmm.
like Norwegian food. So people that want to be less adventurous often will pick breakfast. Uh, we're on the dining questions now, by the way. Better date night, Citricos or Flying Fish? I would pick whatever's closest to where you are.
Yeah. And both are great options. So you're not gonna they're both delicious and amazing. So definitely pick whatever is closer to you or easier for you to get to depending on where you're at.
Yeah, Citricos, for people that don't know, is over at the Grand Floridian. Flying Fish is the boardwalk. Great food. We are huge
Hmm.
fans of picking dining based on where you're going to be because it's just such a beast. And these are very different
Hmm.
locations. So I would just pick whatever's convenient. What time do you target when booking table service at the parks?
Um, Me personally, I am a table service lunch girl,
Hmm.
especially if I'm not planning on leaving the park to take a break.
Hmm.
So I like to be able to do my lunch, and then if I take a break, I don't have to worry about setting an alarm and coming back by a specific time. I'm able to just get the rest that I need and then return at my own leisure.
Mhm.
What about you, Shannon?
Yeah, before this was my job and I was planning my own trips, I would do quick service lunch and then do a table service dinner so we could take a little afternoon break and then get a shower. I like to throw on a dress and go out to dinner and then go out to table service dinner, but it just depends on the rhythm of your
Hmm.
trip. And if you are staying all day, then lunch table service probably makes a lot of sense. I've never been a stay all day person, hardly ever. What is your favorite table service at each park for a family with kids, young kids?
Um,
Well, some parks are better than others.
yeah. What about Magic Kingdom? Start there.
Well, that's the worst one. That's the hardest one of all of them. If you there's a lot of character options there.
Hmm.
So if you want to do princesses or Winnie the Pooh characters or something, then go for it. Liberty Tree Tavern is a good family style, like
Hmm.
family meal. It's easy to get that reservation. Um, it's not great for table service.
Yeah. What about Epcot?
No, what's your favorite at Magic Kingdom?
Oh, for me, if it was just for kids ages 3 to 10, and I was thinking about that, Tree Tavern was always a good one for my family. Also, Crystal Palace
Yeah,
was.
for Winnie the Pooh
Hmm.
characters. Okay.
Um, Epcot, I would say it's really hard to do this without just keep picking character meals. I think Garden Grill is it's one of our favorites, but there is just so many great food options. And Epcot, um, it's there's not many super bad ones.
Yeah, we often will talk about picking dining that has entertainment
Mhm.
because a lot of people want that for their kids. So I would
Mhm.
say beer garden, it's
Mhm.
German food buffet, like delicious food, but they also have music. So if you want entertainment with it, that's a good option. I think tepanito, which is hibachi, is fun.
Mhm.
Um, but it's like hibachi anywhere. It's like a nice version of the hibachi
Yeah.
that you can get anywhere. Space 220
Space
Lounge,
220.
because the restaurant is fixed price. I would do Space 220 Lounge for the experience of it.
Mhm.
And then there is the character meals, of course. There's Garden
Yeah.
Grill, there's Akershus. And then what about Hollywood Studios?
I I I I like 50s prime time. I like sci-fi, and I like Hollywood and Vine for kids. I think depending on if you think your kids are going to be frightened by by a sci-fi, um, it's some kids might the little films that they might play might be too much, or it's not super dark, but that might be an option. The nice thing about 50s prime time is that there are TVs at the table that are
Mm-hmm.
playing like old Leave It to Beaver clips and whatnot. So Car 54. So that's an option. And then if your kids are into the character meal, especially if you're on the dining plan, it's a great use of a dining plan credit. It's a great value. You can really maximize those credits by using it at any of the character meals, but in particular at Hollywood and Vine. So I think any of those.
And then Animal Kingdom doesn't have a ton of table service, so
Mm-mm.
just go Tusker House, but that is a character meal.
A character
And
meal.
and then I'll throw in Disney Springs just because we have information about this that I am kind of scrolling through. But like Raglan Road is another example of food with a show.
Hmm.
So that's nice. And then like Homecoming is always a good go-to because they have fantastic
Ma-
cheeseburgers and chicken and
mashed potatoes.
yes, your favorite. Staying at Beach Club, arrival
Arrival day
day, quick service for dinner recommendation.
at the beach club. A quick service.
You and I would probably end up at the Boardwalk Deli.
Hmm.
We would walk around to the boardwalk and mobile order and pick up our grilled cheese and tomato soup, which is our favorite at Disney
Yes.
World.
Yeah. If you're not going into a park, that's probably your best option. Just know that there is no place to sit inside. Your only options are to sit outside, and sometimes snagging a table can be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah. The boardwalk area resorts are lacking a little bit in quick service. Like, I
Hmm.
think the other resorts do a better job at that. Walk up for Cinderella's Royal Table. Is a walk up for dinner with two people likely?
I mean, you can always try.
You can try. I wanted to just look and it's going to tell me I'm too far away right now. But I wanted to see what it would say right now, just randomly sitting here. This would give me anxiety
Mm-hmm.
to try and do it. Yeah, it would. It's still available. It says right now. I don't know. You can try it. I would personally set up dining alerts to try to get the
Mm-hmm.
reservation beforehand if you know that you want it.
Yeah.
Last dining question: best cocktails at property resorts, bars, lounges, restaurants. I gotta be honest. I'm not much of a cocktail person, but when a place is known for it, I will partake. Geo 82 is the best example of this.
Yeah, I would definitely Geo 82 is a great spot. Nomad, I would throw Nomad on there too.
Mm-hmm.
They've got exclusive cocktails there that are very delicious. I would even say La Cava is a
Oh yeah,
margarita
but
cocktail.
they're so good. I don't like margaritas.
Hmm.
I know I live in Mexico, but I just don't really like tequila that much. But when it's good, it's good. So that's nice. Do cruise placeholders need to be for cruise within the next year? No.
It's 24 months, I think.
Yeah. And the most recent placeholder, it had like in the app, it said the dates and percentages and off because some were a
Hmm.
higher percentage than others. Last question. Have you ever stayed concierge on DCL? I'm considering it for my husband and my 40th birthday next year. We have not personally, but I did a podcast interview with our friend Sarah,
Hmm.
and she still sailed concierge on the Wish, and that is episode 348 of the podcast. And since it was a little while ago, you can only listen to it on the website because I think the podcast apps usually only show 100 episodes, and that was 150 something ago. But you can go to the website, and there's an audio player there. And Sarah went on the Wish, and she's very analytical. So she's
Hmm.
looking at all the perks and the dollars and seeing if it was worth it. Okay. We're still under an hour, so we're going to see what people are saying here in the chat. We went through that pretty quickly. Lori Ann says, "Can you modify Lightning Lane's pre-choices to another park? What a jolt to the budget buying those. Thanks for all the great info and congrats, Heather, and good luck on your future runs."
Okay.
So basically, if you book in one park, can you change it to another park?
You can, but you're paying the difference. Just remember that. You're going to pay the difference between whatever park. And I don't think you get the money back. If you're going from Magic Kingdom to Animal Kingdom, I don't think you get refunded. But if you're going from Animal Kingdom to Magic Kingdom, you're going to pay the difference between what those two parks multi-passes cost.
Mm-hmm. I read your article about bounce back offers on coming in August. If I want to book a March 2027 bounce back, do I book for sometime in 2026 and then change it?
Yes.
Yeah, but by the time you're there in August, they will have the new
Hmm.
bounce backs out, most likely.
Yeah.
So I would just keep an eye out for what that is because it
Hmm.
should be available before your trip. Are DVC rentals competitive the week after Thanksgiving? Yeah. So DVC owners, they get to book 11 months out if it's their home
Home
resort.
resort.
And so holidays and things are going to be competitive. So you might have a better chance at some resorts like Old Key West that tend to be a little
Hmm.
bit easier to get into, but you can always put in your request and see how it goes. Christine left us podcast speak bite message today. Fingers crossed. Jenny that we work with, who's been at Disney World with Heather, she is the one who books those. So it's all in her hands. When will Disney release the Christmas party dates for 2026? This summer.
Hmm.
They used to do halfway to Christmas and halfway to Halloween. I think they've gone away from that a little bit.
Hmm.
A couple more questions. My sister with kids ages 2, 4, and 6, and I with kids ages 2 to 14 are thinking of doing one day at Magic Kingdom together. I've been before with my kids. She hasn't. It's the week before Easter. I know it'll be busy. Even typing it, I feel like it's a crazy idea, but yet I think it could also be amazing and magical if we manage our expectations. What are your top tips for touring Magic Kingdom with such a big group? Oh, Lord. The problem, I had to take it off screen because it was covering us up, I think. The problem is, I think that this would be prime time to use lightning lanes, and that's going to be so
So
expensive.
expensive. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Lightning lanes. Yeah.
I'm not brave enough to do that. I got to be honest. Would you do
I
it?
I probably would. I would definitely manage my expectations, make a list of the things that are must do's, have everybody understand that there will be waiting in lines, especially if you don't do lightning lanes. And then I would also, on our website, we've got attractions that are good, like anytime attractions, things that are easy wins that typically don't have super long lines, that are a little bit more manageable to be able to throw in as things to do while you're there. So I would do it for the story, do it for the plot.
Not with 8 kids in tow. That's
Um,
a tough story.
if it is in your budget, I would definitely do lightning lanes. If not, just settle in for some waiting, but you'll still have fun. Why not do it? YOLO.
Heather says yes. Have you had experience with luggage transfer between hotels for a split stay?
Hmm.
Yeah, you just have to be willing to not see your bags for a while, but then also you don't have to physically transfer them, which is nice. Make sure
Hmm.
you keep stuff with you that is important. Like if you want to go swimming or you need meds or you need stuff for your little ones. We have at times also just taken our own bags.
And Ubered over.
Yeah. We have a reservation at Chef Mickey's on arrival day, and we'll have our car. Should we drive there and park or take a minivan from our Disney resort? Not sure how easy it is to park at that resort. I would drive.
I would drive as long as you have a reservation. They're going to let you in. So, yeah, just drive and park there. It'd be easy peasy.
Yeah, I would agree. Might as well make it easier and cheaper because you won't be
Hmm.
you won't be paying for the minivan that way. All right, I think that's it. We did it.
with
Exhale.
8 minutes to spare. We were
Mm-hmm.
trying to we were trying to beat an hour.
Yeah. And Heather's gonna be coming home tomorrow.
Yes. Yay.
So I'll be solo, I think, tomorrow
Yeah.
because you'll be en route.
I will be en route, but today we're going to go knock out day one of the festival, go try a few things, check out all the gardens. I will say, just as a preview, that one of their new gardens is a pet friendly one. Shanna is freaking adorable. It is so adorable. There's this little mini Pluto topiary in there. It's super cute. So we're going to go get some more pictures. Hopefully the weather will be better today than it was yesterday, though.
Yeah, that was horrible.
A little
But
rainy.
those flowers and topiaries need to be watered. They're looking.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Let's get them some rain. Definitely feeling the humidity right now, but I think it'll be worth it. We'll go have some fun, see some floral and fauna.
All right. So well, enjoy your time at Epcot and you'll see Heather next week. You'll see me tomorrow.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.